It's the first time since 2019 that Formula One is going to race here in Melbourne. And the track looks very different as well. It has changed dramatically in the last 3 years. A whole new section as well down at turn 9. It's designed to prove the drivers once and for all you can race here. And it's the third leg on this fantastic 2022 season as well. Next time out, we are having a sprint race, but that will be at the Emilia Romagna circuit in Imola. Miami on the 8th of May. The 22nd of May takes us to Spain as well at Barcelona. The Monaco Grand Prix on the 29th of May for a slight break before Azerbaijan on the 12th of June. Canada on the 19th. Then the British Grand Prix at Silverstone the first weekend of July. What better place to have it than at Silverstone on the heart of the British summer. Week later it's Austria before a 2-week break before France and Hungary lead us to the summer break. Belgium, Netherlands and Italy form a triple header ending on the 11th of September. Before then we go over for another 2-week break before Singapore on the last weekend of September, first weekend of October. Japan takes us on the 9th, then 2-week break before we hit the States with the American Grand Prix in Austin, Texas, Mexico on the 30th of October, and then the last 2 races in November at Brazil and Abu Dhabi. In terms of the driver standings, Charles Leclerc leads on 45 points. His teammate Carlos Sainz is in second on 33. Max Verstappen got 25 points on the board with win last time out, putting him right ahead of George Russell and Lewis Hamilton. Mercedes struggling a lot this weekend. Esteban Ocon is ahead of Sergio Perez. Kevin Magnussen, 2-point scoring finishes in a row, put him in 8th. Valtteri Bottas 9th. Lando Norris rounding out the top 10 on 6 points. On the second page, Yuki Tsunoda is on 4 points, the same as his teammate Pierre Gasly. Fernando Alonso and Guan Yu Zhou, the last of the point scorers. Schumacher, Stroll, Hülkenberg, Albon, Ricciardo and Latifi with no points. Vettel returning this weekend, trying to finally get on the points board. In terms of the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari lead the way by 30 points, 78 to 38. Massive gap there to Mercedes. Red Bull have only 37 points, they're a point behind Mercedes. Alpine 4th on 16, Haas have 12, Alfa Romeo 9, AlphaTauri 8. McLaren, the last point scorers with only 6 on the board, all from Norris. Hülkenberg, Stroll's teaming of Aston Martin in the first 2 races, scoring no points for them. Williams with Albon Latifi, no points either at the back of the board. It's the final hour of practice for the 2022 Australian Grand Prix. Let's take a look around the Albert Park circuit here in Melbourne, a 3.295 mile circuit, a total now 14 corners and yes, 4 DRS zones. This circuit been on the calendar now for 25 years. Out of the last corner, open up the DRS and hurtle down towards turn 1. Flat out 8th gear, slam on the brakes all the way down. 3rd gear corner, back on the accelerator now as you'd hurtle round turn 2. 2nd DRS zone open, down to the tight turn number 3. Again, hold 8th gear, slam on the brakes all the way down. 2nd gear corner as well, hold the inside line as well. Into the car park section now. 4 at the exit, ride the curb as well. It helps you through turn 5, flat out. Nice against the barriers before you come down towards turn 6 and 7. Hard on the brakes now, file through nicely. Round the lake, turn 8. Onto the new part, turn 9, flat out section before you rejoin the F1 game. Down towards now turns 9 and 10. Drop down 6th gear corner. A little bit lighter on the speed, put a wheel on the grass, you'll be round like a donut teacup. Down now towards turn 13 and 14 again, 8th gear, all the way down 4th gear corner. It's now a 90-degree right-hander in F1 2022. 6th gear, back on the accelerator, down now, last corners coming up into turn 13, nicely down, opened up a lot more for overtaking, last corner the same, turn 14, flat out, DRS zone 4 open, run into the line, and that is a lap of the Albert Park circuit here in Melbourne. Hello everybody and welcome to the Formula One Heineken Australian Grand Prix and the second practice session that is about to get underway. We're down under here in Melbourne Albert Park. It's the 25th race we've ever held at this circuit as well, and it looks just a little bit different compared to normal. A 5.278 kilometre circuit as well. A total now of 3 DRS zones. Yes, 3, not 4. They have changed from last night. 2.5 metre elevation change, 14 turns as well. The run from turn 8 to turn 9 that used to have a DRS zone has now been removed for safety concerns. The track has had numerous changes, more significant changes. The removal of the 9-10 chicane to create a fast, sweeping straight section as well, and down at turn 14 as well, keeping identical parts of the track as well. And down for the tyre compounds, it's the C5 for the Pirelli, C3 for the medium, and the C2 for the hard compound tyre. And I'm delighted to say that alongside me in the commentary box shortly will be Cynthia as well, joining me once again for the third practice session. Let's get straight over first of all though to the YouTube chat. There we go, pops in eventually with the track temperature 24 degrees, air temperature, sorry, track temperature 32 degrees, air temperature 24 degrees. I keep moving it around. Humidity is at 50% as well. There's a few dark clouds circulating, but everything looks okay. As you can see there from Richie as well, good morning to you. For safety reasons, DRS zones will be reduced to 3 for the remainder of the event. DRS detection 1 will be moved to before turn 9. DRS activation 1 will be after turn 10. DRS detection 2 will remain unchanged, with the following activation zones will be renumbered accordingly. So basically the run from a turn 8 straight all the way to turn 10 has been removed for that DRS zone as well. Further down, good morning to Em. It says, wait, that's real. Yeah, whatever I said probably was real as well. Yeah, yes, that's what Richie was saying. Good morning, Adam. Happy Friday night, Josh. Have an excellent weekend as well. Well, it's good morning over here. It's just 2 minutes to 4 a.m. over here in the UK. Em says, oh, wow, that's unfortunate. I was curious what's going to happen in a race. It looks like it's they've changed it for safety reasons. SHT says, here we go, it's time for FP3. Australia now says, you sound tired. 4 a.m. in the morning, that's what it does to you. I woke up at 3:30, got dressed straight into the commentary box as well, ready for this session as well. So, a few tired eyes, I suppose, but everything's ready to go and ready to get going. SHT says, well, what a start for Seb yesterday, returning back to have his car blow up in smokes in FP1. He can't do a single lap in FP2, and he got a £5,000 fine for that as well, actually, just for his unfortunate measure as well. £5,000 for nicking that scooter and bringing it on the track when it wasn't allowed. Going forward as well, hello to Matthew Owens as well. Hello and happy Friday night from North Carolina. Good afternoon, good evening. Richie says, I have a feeling it's not about safety. I think a lot of teams complain about it as well. And Beth, good morning, Beth, who says, my heart bleeds. Yes, you have to do this all the time. And you, Australia, now as well. For the people over there in Australia, night races are pretty much your thing. But it's not, it's more exciting, I think, as well. I'm not one of these F1 fans who moan about the fact we have to get up in the middle of the night to have some action. I love it as well. It always provides you that you feel like you've watched the F1 first. And a man who would have watched the F1 first is alongside me now in the commentary box of Synthil. Good morning to you, Synthil. It's a nightmare, isn't it? I can hear you well. It's a nightmare, isn't it, this night race, but someone's got to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I missed my alarm. I got my last alarm to make sure it's like a dot to make sure I woke up, and I did wake up luckily, but I must sound extremely tired. Anyways, yeah. So I didn't know about the DRS zone being removed. The safety one. It's the little the new part, right? Where it's full speed now.
Yep. Yeah, down in 10, 8, and 9, the complete full speed section. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit of a corner. I think that's why they removed it, because it can be maybe dangerous in the race if you trying to swerve past, and then it's quite a tricky corner if you're with your rear wing open. Maybe that's why.
Hopefully as well. They managed to fix it. Zhou Guanyu heads out onto the track. The green light is on. It's been on for 40 seconds, and away we go for this next and part of the weekend as well. Free practice number 3, the last hour before the drivers get going for qualifying as well. And Joe, the only driver so far to venture out onto the track. You see the driver tracker has been updated to reflect the new racing line as well. That map was updated last night, which is great to see as well. M says, I'm still rooting for Haas. They finally know what it feels like to sandbag. I hope, he says as well. And Richie says, it's nice because it's something a bit different. It really is. And as well, and for everyone in Australia as well, it's massively different because for the first time they've got a race at a very, very, very decent hour. The next time this will happen is Japan in a couple of months' time.
Yeah, for them it's waking up early all the time. So, yeah, well.
Honestly, I've got newfound respect after being reminded of what it's like now as well to do night races. I definitely do have newfound respects as well. Magnussen's out there on the circuit as well as Bottas and Albon alongside Joe. But Magnussen setting the fastest second sector, 19.721 at the moment. So as they begin to go out, we're currently flying around Albert Park as well. And now we come back down towards a tree that I don't think it was there 2 years ago, but I'm sure it was. Big black clouds in the distance, and Ted Kravitz is down in the pits for us.
So much for the weekend. And, well, it got so exciting yesterday, I was shouting myself hoarse. Not a prancing horse, but just horse in my throat. So sorry about that today. But still, it's such a great city, such great entertainment that they put on a circuit here, such great food, such great culture. But I think the image of the weekend so far, Crofty, has to be some guy going around with a crash helmet, not even on his head properly, on a white scooter. And that was Sebastian Vettel.
The new online food delivery driver, as the memes have been telling us.
There were some very good memes of him leading the MotoGP field, leaning into a corner on his little Suzuki runaround. But yes, in any case, here he is in the car, ready to go. I wish I could say the same for the car on the other side of the Aston Martin garage of Lance Stroll, but I'm afraid they've got a problem with that. And looks like he's not going out for at least the first 10-15 minutes. I'll get some confirmation as to exactly what this issue is, but as you can see here, the car is on stands and there is some feverish work going on
so drive straight to the pit lane.
So
go
more
slow.
problems for Aston Martin. But I'll get on top of that and see what else Seb can go around slightly faster than he did on that little Suzuki moped yesterday.
Yes.
Thanks, Ted. So already then we've got problems for Lance Stroll. He's not going to go out for the next 15 minutes, as you heard Ted say. There is Carlos Sainz, who was fastest yesterday in the first practice session, and Charles Leclerc was second fastest. Verstappen took over as well, but Ferrari just looks so quick this weekend. Is Leclerc still your tip for pole position since as well, or have your opinion changed in 24 hours since first practice?
I still think the same, honestly.
Yeah.
But Sainz is fast, you know. He's right there, with Leclerc. However, I think when it's with quali and it really matters, then Leclerc is managing to be faster than him. I think Sainz still needs to learn a bit.
Is that Oscar Piastri becoming the key to the city?
That's what we have for now.
Yeah, there was Oscar Piastri, I think.
Yeah,
so,
he's in the commentary box with Sky F1 at the moment.
Sorry?
Oscar Piastri is in the commentary box with Sky F1 at the moment.
Yeah, I saw that.
So it looks like that. Just quick to the YouTube chat, because we've got Beth saying, I've been to racetracks that never closed down, from Silverstone to Monaco and Old Adelaide Town. Oh, she's singing again. But no matter where they race or how wide they take corners, will appeal a Ferrari win, says Horner. Excuse me. Good evening as well, says Adam. Adam says as well, you'll be a busy man this weekend. Next weekend is Easter, calmness. Yeah, we've got a lot of races this weekend. We've got today, we've got practice 3 for Formula 1 qualifying as well. Then we've got live coverage of the Formula E round from Berlin. That's over lunchtime as well. So join myself and Edward Hunter for that. The YouTube stream is being put up in between practice 3 and qualifying, so keep an eye out for that.
2 burnouts, second gear launch.
And also, you can join us then Sunday morning for that. It's really a busy Sunday. Sunday morning, it's the Australian Grand Prix live. That'll be 5:15. We're on air. You can join us then for the Formula E race on air at 1:30 British Summer Time. Then following on as well, we'll be at MotoGP at 6:30 for all the coverage as well. And then from 8 o'clock, we will be live for the IndyCar race at Long Beach as well. So Sunday's a very busy time. All those times, though, are British summertime, so convert that to your local time zones. I'll be ensuring a local flavour with my comments tonight. Thank you, Beth. Good morning. Good evening. You're going to keep us all awake, and it's actually nice to have you for an Australian Grand Prix. SHT says Aston Martin had a lot of issues already this weekend. Indeed, they did as well. And is that going to be a problem going into qualifying, since that they've lost so much track time with both cars?
I mean, Aston Martin's been struggling already so much this year. They haven't been there. They've been down the grid, which is really unfortunate for them. But this doesn't help, of course.
There's Danny Ricciardo just going round turns 12 and 13. And in the last corner, turn 14, he's decided to come straight into the pit lane, however. So doesn't want to complete a lap time just yet. Practice 3, usually everybody heads out there, does qualifying simulations. Nothing really happening so far today. Lewis Hamilton walking into the garage now with Angie, his personal trainer. Stopping to sign a kid's hat as well, as always. That's nice as well. Lewis always stopping to sign things for young children. Most of all, as Lando Norris is fastest in the first sector at 28.075. He's coming to the second sector detection point now, and he's up as well. It's an 18.441. Considering it's only Zhou's time of a 1:54.94 to beat, it should be quite quick overall. No one's actually set an official time in this practice session. Beth also saying now as well, where do we get up to? The track's always changing. We're sometimes too relaxed. Can we move the chicane to the back of the track? But my heart is down at the end of this phone. Christian still calls the Stewards box home. He still does as well, doesn't he? I think Christian was even trying to avoid penalties from a few days ago as well, from things he wants out of it. That we heard, but Lando does a 1:21.247 and goes officially the fastest on the third lap he's got here so far today.
It's very cloudy.
It is, isn't it?
And it surprises me because on race control they say risk of rain for FP3 is 20%. When I looked myself, it says 0%. So there still is a chance that I didn't know there was. So, but it's surely not going to rain. But it's very, very cloudy.
I wonder if it will bucket it down for qualifying. That's always a worry. If these clouds do open up, Melbourne is the land of the 4 seasons. You can have every single form. I mean, even in the UK can be said that. I left the commentary box after free practice 2 yesterday, and it was, 8 o'clock in the morning in the UK, and it was hailstoning. So everything can always happen. Yeah.
It was snowing a few weeks, or like not too long ago. It was snowing. And before that, it was very sunny, and now it's going to get very sunny again. So
I never understand this weather as well over on this planet as well. It never, ever, ever, ever fails to surprise as well. I mean, I've known it hailstone in the summer before here in the UK, so that's our British summer, hailstones as well. It is freezing. We never pack away our winter coats. You never know when you might need them as they come through. Now, who's going to be setting faster lap times so far? Latifi, Verstappen, Vettel, Perez out on the circuit now as well. They're all out there. Latifi on hard compound tyre, the same as Vettel. Verstappen and Perez out there on medium compounds. So,
okay, back up. Get out of the way.
Yeah, it's 2 seconds. Now it's 2 seconds. 1 second. Here's video. Not 30 yet.
That's Latifi on the radio.
I feel like I haven't seen Latifi at once this weekend.
I don't think we have.
On TV pictures.
Oh, sorry, I'm sure we'll see him in the race when he crashes into the wall. Pretty much when we'll see him. He'll cause a safety car at the wrong moment for the race leader as well. Beth says won't rain for an hour or two. Interesting. And I'm taking her local knowledge as well.
Yeah, that's right.
So it could rain for quali. Oh. I don't know how to feel about that, to be fair, considering we need to be off air quite quickly to go to Formula E.
Of course.
Yes.
Right.
No practice.
Yeah, a bit in testing loads of weeks ago. So it can be the first time in the race with these new cars that they're gonna push the limit in the rain.
And Ted's down at Charles Leclerc.
In free practice 1 and 2, he pronounced himself happy with it, but they just don't want to be unfair and between the two drivers. So they will wait until they have 2 new ones and then run them at Imola. So which is laudable. Clearly it doesn't give them you know, 2 seconds. Otherwise, well, we would have seen it in the times. And they think, well, at least we should run somebody with this. But yeah, they want to be egalitarian between Sainz and Leclerc. So the new diffuser is on the bench or round the back of there. But you talk about pointy questions. I'm surprised you haven't really delved into this underwear issue, Crofty, with Oscar. I don't really understand.
Choose your words carefully,
So
Kravitz.
do the drivers now have to wear fireproof underwear and then the long johns on top of it? Is that the new rule?
Yes.
Wow.
I think so. I mean, I don't actually know if it's a new rule, but it's obviously come to the forefront of the media.
Well, they've come. That was Oscar Piastri. They've just come to talk about what was eventually on the board. But I think we're going to hear from Max Verstappen in a second, as he's just gone fastest on a 1:21.178. Sergio Perez is just coming to the line now as well, and goes even faster, 1:21.024 for Checo. But yeah, did you read this morning, Sid? I don't think you might not have had time, because I only saw it because it came up as a notification. But now drivers are being told they must wear their fireproof overalls, because apparently some of them haven't been. It seems like, in terms of what the drivers are supposed to wear in the car for their own safety, they've been pretty lax in the past couple of races as well. Jewellery in the opening 2 here, and no fireproof underwear.
That's weird. I didn't. Why don't? Yeah, well, it's good that they're actually looking into it and they are changing that now. But yeah, I don't know why they didn't do it earlier. I mean, in case of a fire, like
I know.
Grosjean,
It's
gonna
really
be very
bizarre.
bad.
It's really, really stupid as well, I think. The drivers sometimes as well, they need to kick up the backside to be made to do stuff as well. And I think now is one of them that has to be done. As well, with Sebastian Vettel as well, who I don't think is now wearing his ring, as well as getting the £5,000 fine for nicking that scooter. He was also, I think, given an official warning, not a reprimand, just a warning, for wearing his ring. As well, because you're not allowed to wear jewellery in the paddock now. It's in the F1 car now. So he was caught wearing one. So it's pretty much you've booked yourself there, Seb. You were literally told about it the day before. I think the drivers are being given a few races as well to get the right fireproof underwear sorted, which is interesting. We've got a comment from Em as well, who says, bro, Latifi's a free agent. Just give him Nutella and he'll do it for you as well. I'll do anything for Nutella personally as well. He does it. He's doing it for Red Bull in Abu Dhabi, and he's done it for Ferrari too in Saudi Arabia. To be fair, Nutella is amazing, and nobody can ever disagree with me on that. I would do anything for Nutella. Absolutely fantastic. I've got some actually in my cupboard in the kitchen, and I'm not ashamed to admit that yesterday when I was feeling a bit tired as well, and for a sugar boost, I had a couple of spoonfuls of Nutella. And it was only teaspoons though, but they were huge. So that was it was like a chocolate ice cream coming through. As Leclerc, Sainz, Leclerc, Sainz, Russell and Perez, the 4 drivers out on the circuit right now. Russell's down in 12th position as things stand. And I'm surprised, since only 3 drivers have set lap times. Usually in third practice, everyone's out there, but it's taking a while to get going today. And especially with the threat of rain, it's like, get some dry running in. You need to get the car set up for quali.
Yeah, it's kind of, but they have been on track a lot in the first 2 practice sessions. Maybe that's they're already completed most of the program or something, but they're taking it easy this time.
The handbrake feels very aggressive. Into the low speed, into 13 and 14.
If you couldn't hear that, that was Perez being said that he's having some really problems with low speed through turns 12 and 13, the last 2 corners on the track. As well as we've got comments as well again coming through. Grid Network says, hello, glad you're on the air. Hello, Grid Network. Can't wait to be on the shows later on. If I'm still awake. And Adam says, I love Nutella as well. It's delicious. It is delicious. It's absolutely delicious, is Nutella.
Absolutely.
Also, the one thing I love about, we've upgraded our internet this weekend as well. The Sky Q is coming to the box for the Miami race. But we've stayed with Virgin Media Internet, but they've upgraded us to 500 megabyte speed.
Yeah, better stability. That was a good improvement. I think for now it's mainly the final sector that the rig was a little bit on the loose side.
Yeah, understood.
That was Checo Perez.
So just the tools.
Okay, just giving feedback really is Checo there. Yeah, so we've adjusted the internet speed. So right now it's 500 megabytes and it's already so fast as well. But for the remainder of the year after... when Miami comes in as well, it'll be a gigabyte internet speed. So we can literally run so much more in this commentary box as well. So that's why we've got the same times open as well, because this can handle a Discord call with yourself, Synth, with the TV pictures and yourself beaming back, and it's got the YouTube chat open with the driver tracker, so everything's working perfectly right now. As well as Leclerc does a 1:26.89, goes fastest. Perez second, Verstappen third, Norris fourth, Russell fifth. Sainz is P6 at the moment, but he hasn't actually set an official time. Neither has Russell, because they're 10 seconds and 26 seconds off the pace, respectively. Russell now, though, is approaching the line in the Mercedes, crossing it, and stays fifth, but improves obviously on time. So 1:21.310. Gap now is 0.8 of a second, 0.874. Perez goes top, 1:24.36. So he's improving in that Red Bull. Took his first pole position last time out in his 215 Grand Prix starts. Checo Perez now officially a pole sitter as well. And
All over the porpoising.
what Beth has sent mail. She sent letters as well to. Is it send letters? Send a message? Is it for Nutella? I don't know. Beth, I never understand what Beth's saying half the time. I just sort of have to Google it later, shyly. You might see my phone just Googling what she's on about.
Start procedure was okay. Clutch drop was -1% to target.
I'll tell you what, though, Beth has actually sent me an email just now, this time with footage attached as well. Oh, I think she's done some editing. The footage from above the pits this hour as well. So I hope it lets me see it as well. But Beth has actually just sent me an email. Now, Beth, if you're up there, as Ricardo goes second on a 1:23.99, he's 9 thousandths of a second off Sainz, who's the top time, 1:23.90. So it's getting quick. And Beth has actually sent me some footage of a Red Bull pit stop practice as well. And that is absolutely fantastic. I'm using that. I'm going to download that, and I'm going to use that for the rest of the season, as well as a little ident for the qualifying sessions. Oh, that is amazing. She's wrote, from a friend of mine, feel free to use.
Fastest.
Oh, wow. 1:21.99. That's what she was meaning by email.
Really looking fast so far, those Alpines. It's incredible.
Now I know what Beth was on about when she said email. The letters, it's an email letter. But I'm going to use that. Thank you very much, Beth, as well. Oh, Perez nearly in the wall. That's at the exit of turn 14. And the drivers don't like the fact that the wall's been brought incredibly close as well. It seems like every wall has been brought closer to the track this year. Charles Leclerc, look at the proporcing as well. He's bouncing his head up and down.
Do you think it's going to be a problem?
I think it's going to be big. Yeah, I think that's why the DRS was removed in that sector as well. Otherwise, the cars would have spun round. So yeah.
So it obviously, it costs time if they want to fix the problem. It will be slower. So I think they've just they've got a lot of porpoising towards turn 9, and I think that could be a big issue. But during a race, is it so long, so many porpoising? Did they think it's going to break the car?
We've got a yellow.
Diff entry 7, diff mid 7. Diff entry 7, diff mid 7.
Yellow flag's out somewhere on the track, sector 17, and that is down at turn 11, which is just off this camera angle. So as somebody locked up like Schumacher did yesterday and just gone straight on, it's Charles Leclerc who's down in that part of the track. Yellow sector 15 now. And is it Lewis Hamilton? It is Lewis Hamilton who's gone into the gravel. And does he touch the wall? Oh, he does touch the wall with the rear right suspension. So Hamilton has touched the wall. He's got going again. No, yellow flags are still out there. Double yellow now in sector 15. And we've got a red flag. Someone's off at turn 10. So the red flag has come out. Oh, that's why it's Vettel. Oh. Vettel's in the wall, and Vettel's hit the wall, and he has broken off the front suspension down at turn 10, and the red flag has come out. So he was going full speed through turn 9. Tell you what, the camera angles are not going very well here today, are they? We're getting everything on replays. So talk us through it, Synth.
Replay from Hamilton. Oh, it was a replay.
Yeah, both of them are. Oh, he just snapped it.
Well, that's that's the fastest corner of the track, and that's yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Red flag is out then.
Again, Aston Martin will lose valuable time. They have so less practice, and now they're gonna miss even more. As Stroll's also in the pits.
There's only laughter down at the Aston Martin garage. I don't think they can believe it. Stroll still hasn't got out. Now, again, Vettel has got damage to the car. He's broken the floor. The front suspension's ripped off as well on both sides. Rear suspension probably damaged as well. This is going to be a lengthy repair job for Aston Martin. And as let's just go to the chat quickly as well, because Grid Network says, wow, presumably for both of those. And SHC says, wow, this is a bad return for Vettel. It really, really is. He is not having a look. Presumably, though, he's going to nick a scooter and come back to the pits anyway. He can't do that twice. Although he's in the same part of the track as yesterday where that scooter was. So maybe he could do that and just pay another £5,000 fine. But either way, go on, Synth.
It's so, it's such an... Do you think it has anything to do with COVID? I mean, surely. He's missed so much time on races and stuff. And now he's back and he's really struggling.
It's really, really bad then for Seb Vettel. Just caught the oversteer as well, mid-corner, and it just flicked him off and towards the wall. Absolutely nothing he could do about that one. Laura Franklin not happy either, saying, what a load of codwobble. Absolutely. It's not exactly the great situation.
Like that.
Hang on a minute. 2 seconds. Standing in Mom's bedroom, commentating on a crappy screen to get views. I'm in a bespoke made commentary box with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screens.
Some, quick glue ready, just the rubber grip on the steering wheel. The thumb bit is coming loose.
Yeah, I've got 7 screens, and I'm commentating on a sport I've loved for over 20 years. I'll tell you, oh dear. Laura Franklin, just tell you what, can you see that in the chat as well, Synth? That is quite interesting.
I cannot at the moment.
Oh dear. Anyway, moving on. Ignoring the haters because you may be one, but supporters are many. Anyway, going forward as well. Alonso top, 120.119. Sainz is second. Ricciardo third. You got news?
Well, I see now that Schumacher has stopped so that he can check if Vettel was okay.
Oh, that is very, very nice of Mick Schumacher as well. Seb does it the same for other drivers. Remember back in Belgium last year when Lando crashed at the top of the hill as well? It was quite quick.
Copy that.
Sorry. He's on a scooter now, behind someone.
You're joking. Is he on the scooter?
Yeah, but not on the track.
Oh, thank God for that.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I see it now as well on the pit lane channel. Mick Schumacher stopped just to make sure Seb Vettel was okay. Vettel is walking away from that part of the track, which is great to see as they come through. And you can see as well coming through. Yeah, so he has got the scooter, but this time he's on the back of the scooter and is being taken on the support ray as well, which is interesting as well. Custom-made booth in where? In your garage in a council estate in Blackpool? No, in a built-up area in a semi-detached house in a separated garage. I mean, at least try. Thank you to Adam as well for sticking up, saying Josh does an awesome job. Lots of respect for him as well. Thank you very much. I'll tell you what, I don't know where you... I'll tell you what, Laura, if it is 4:30 in the morning, if you are in the UK, presumably if you know what Blackpool is, it must be the UK, I suggest go to bed. Thank you, Beth, as well. That's very nice. Anyway, so yeah, Seb's car now being craned away by a JCB. A lot of work then. I would say that's at least an hour's work for the Aston guys as well. So that's a lot of problems going forward for them as well. And let's take another look.
To fix.
Yeah, Stroll. Don't know what Stroll's damage is as well. That's a really bad one as well. Matt saying, wow, this is the hill Laura wants to die on. Gotta love the haters. Yeah, as they come through. And Seb again. Nothing he could have done though at all. It just snapped on him.
Sorry, I lost the car.
Copy that.
Sorry. Yeah, okay. Reasonably big shunt. I'm sorry about that.
Are you okay?
Between
Are you okay?
9 and 10. Yeah, I'm fine.
I must say, full respect to Mick Schumacher to stop to make sure Seb's okay. That's what we like to see as well. And there's the scooter. It's the same scooter. Oh my God, I thought he might do it. I couldn't see it correctly on the TV channel, but it is exactly the same scooter with the Marshall. So Seb might just get given that Vespa by the end of the weekend as well. He's done so many miles on it, and he's practically paid for it as well. It's 5,000 fines. So if somebody could tell me how much Australian Vespa is, he might be able to pay it off by the end of it. Red flag is still out. They're still struggling to remove that car. We are back with live TV pictures now up here in the comms box.
This is the first time I see like a car, the new cars.
Oh, you've just lost your voice there, since at the moment. We can't hear that well. Vespa as well. Yeah, it's the Vespa again. At least you actually get to see the Vespa live, Beth, as well, going through there.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, perfect. Adam says,
right.
Josh, you've got a lot of people on your side, keep it up. Oh, believe me, it's absolutely fine as well. It's around £8,000 new, says Beth. My goodness me. So he's paid $5,000, and I'm sure he can find another £3,000 to pay for that Vespa, but he can take it around the world with him. If Aston Martin do not now give Sebastian Vettel a white Vespa to ride around in the paddock and to get to tracks, they have missed a big trick. As well as Beth says. That was 8,000, yeah, because the message just loaded up. It is M who says, what happened? Sebastian lost it out of turn 10 with a snap of oversteer and went into the wall. He's taken off the front left suspension and the front right, damaged a little bit more as well. And that is what's happened with the red flag coming out. Seb is on the back of that same Vespa he had yesterday. This time he's not riding it, though. The Marshal is riding it and is now being returned to the pit lane past the thousands of fans. 120,000 fans per day is here at the moment. And Beth says Melbourne Grand Prix winning the Nanny State Award, priceless as well as it comes through. And Seb's now back in the paddock as well at the back. And actually, he's about to be assaulted by thousands of fans who are now crossing a zebra crossing because they know Seb's going to be there. So that's interesting. Oh my God, hopefully he's okay. Seb is perfectly fine as well. But the car might need some repair work. Well, it definitely needs some repair work, but it might not make qualifying. That's what we're on about here as well.
It was such a fast snap. So nothing you could have done about it.
Yeah, nothing at all. Through turn 10. That's what I was saying yesterday as well. Do you remember in free practice one we were on about if you put a wheel on the gravel, you'll get spun round, and it's exactly what happened. It's such a quick change direction of the part of the track as well. You're carrying so much more speed now because it's flat out from the exit of turn 6 all the way to the entrance to turn 9 and 10. You only decelerate from 8th gear flat out down to 6th gear, flick the car quickly to the left, then downshift again to 5th gear and flick the car to the right for turn 10. It's easy for these new cars to get unstable and just lose the rear. It's exactly what happened to Vettel. Got a big twitch. He did save it, but by the time he saved it, he was already in the gravel and it was being dragged towards the wall as the Melbourne Marshals now cleaning up the track and trying to get all that gravel off the curb as well so we can get this session back underway.
Yeah, there might be some gravel where Hamilton went off as well because he also just slightly brushed the wall. That surely didn't do any damage, but it was a close moment for him as well.
Yeah, that was down, wasn't it, at turn 12X? No, it was down turn 11, wasn't it? He went wide. So that's where Schumacher went off yesterday in practice number 2, I want to say, maybe practice 1. As they came through, but there's Seb's car. Front left suspension is a write-off. Front right suspension looks like it's got a damaged wishbone. Rear suspension looks okay, and Seb's off that Suzuki now as well. Away, it's a bike actually. It's a Suzuki, not a Vespa. As he comes through, Ted told me it was a Vespa. And this time, there's nobody security guards asking for Sebastian Vettel's pass. He's very clearly a racing driver as they come through. As there's one of the pit stop boys. As well, if you haven't listened to the podcast, I absolutely recommend it. It's hilarious as they come through. They go through.
No one would have wanted to ask him either because he's not very happy. Of course, now he crashed. So it seems like the red flag is been removed.
Yeah, track clear. So I think we'll get a restart time. Session will restart at 13:31. So we've got another 40 seconds until the green light goes on. Let's go through as well. Dr. 1D says, what is this? Front screen pretends it's a live race. Well, it's a practice session. Are you familiar with how Formula 1 works? If you want, let me know. I'll explain it to you. SHT says, don't know Aston Martin will fix Vettel's car in time for qualifying later. And Beth says, I just realised that Seb's fine was not because he rode a scooter, but because he rode one without having the minimum mandatory 8 schooners of Cooper's Pale Ale before setting off. Rookie error, Seb, rookie error. And look at this. We've got traffic at the end of the pit lane. Everyone wants to go out now for the last half hour.
Everyone is eager to get out for the final half hour. Green light. It's now green any moment now.
Yeah, green lights.
So yeah, there they go. It's very busy.
Looks like at least 12 cars at the end of the pit lane, and away we go then. And the Red Bull eager to get out there as well, going right round the outside of one of the AlphaTauris as well as we head back through. Beth says half-price beers until 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Time. As well, looks like it's absolutely fantastic. These last 3 sessions hasn't been the Seb we know in the old days. It really hasn't as well. And why pretend it's a live video stream? It's not. Well, my dear Dr. 1D, if you take a look at what this video is actually titled as, you'll see it's Free Practice Watch Along. The definition of a watch along can be found on Google. If he doesn't need it, I'll say it for you. A watch along is we watch it, we report back to you. But we do it slightly differently than a traditional watch-along where we'll be quiet and let the action go off. Our watch-along provides radio commentary with a driver tracker and all of the YouTube things as well. Yeah, okay, we saw that, but thank you, Beth, as well. Silly Brits never let their small rainy island. Go away. Thank you very much. Just go away, because if you want to get into that idea, then I'll let Beth on you. In fact, Beth... please. Anyway, the car's out on the track now as well. Yeah, I enjoy these watch-alongs, and considering as well everything that's happening in the world right now, I'm sure we can all do with a bit of laughter. Go colonize a beer.
And we synchronize all the gears when you can. Warm up on brakes.
That's a radio from Sonoda. Pit exit incident involving Verstappen has been noted, and that's when he went right round the outside of, I think, Yuki Tsunoda as well. So
is that allowed?
I don't think it is.
The practice starts were maybe.
Yeah, I think he went to the practice start sign, but went straight through. I don't know. It's been noted, so at least they're going to look at it. I did think it was a little bit dry on that one. Thank you, Beth.
They've removed the curb, I think, at the exit of, let me check, I don't know, all the corners out of my head of turn 4.
Yeah, it looks like it as they come through. Verstappen, first sector time was a 27.593. Second sector 18.085. And he's a 10th down on Alonso's time. When was the last time you saw Fernando Alonso on the top of a session and being there by 0.2 of a second? He's done it, though,
times are good,
on the C5s.
Back off of box.
Beth, do me a favour and ban him. Thank you very much. I can't get access to that at the moment because I'm on... I've got to go and do everything, but ban him. Oh, and Seb's round. That's Vettel round. Verstappen round, I mean. See? Look, they're getting me frustrated on that. So Verstappen doing a David Coulthard, spinning out of turn 12 and 13, and he was quite lucky there not to just get caught in the grass and drift into the wall. That was weird.
That's a weird spin. He's been struggling there. It looks like both Red Bulls. Perez did it as well through those final few corners.
So what does he do? Does he get a wheel on the grass, turns in? No, he just rotates round on him. That's a really strange spin down at turn 13. A complete 360 for Verstappen.
Yeah, Red Bull needs to fix that. That doesn't look like really Verstappen's fault. Maybe just a bit too much speed than the Red Bull can handle.
Pit lane exit involving Verstappen reviewed, no further investigation. And that, I think, was an automated process from Geneva with the virtual race control, the VRC situation. So that looks okay. Hello to Seth, who says, hi Josh, what's shaking? Absolutely enjoying the third session because it's going to get very dramatic as Leclerc does a 120-120, only goes through as well.
Bottas locks up here as well where Verstappen just spun. Bottas was going very quick, but yeah, he made a mistake. Alonso going even faster now to the middle sector.
Looks like safety 4, yeah. So Bottas a 1:23.04. Time starting to come in now. They're all doing it. Lando goes third, 1:22.10.
Look at the gap between the top two.
Oh, wow, 1,000 between Alonso and Leclerc. That's insane, as Alonso's going to improve his time, 1:19.906. So even without the DRS in that zone between turns 8 and 9, we can still get below the 1:20. So that's what everybody was worried about this morning, and it looks absolutely fantastic. So Alonso is a 1:19.906. He is 2/10 the gap now, as Verstappen had another error, because he's going quite slow coming into turn 12.
He's under outlap, of course.
Yeah, you're right. He's backed off, and he's still on those tyres as well. Beth says as well, Max is the master of dramatic spins without the walls. Oh, Verstappen radio.
It's really hard to feel the balance at the moment.
He says, I don't just get why I'm spinning. It's really hard to keep the balance at the moment. Sure, we'll hear that in a second on the PLC channel that we've got up here in the box as well. As we, I think he locked up, didn't he? This is now the spin again. So into turn 13, it's the left-hander, and the car just rotates to the right and does a 360 round.
Yeah, that's
really
no way
bizarre.
you could have saved that. It's really a really tricky spin, but that doesn't seem to be. They still haven't got the optimum car performance through that final sector to the slower corners. Perez, however, is really improving.
Just don't get why I'm spinning.
A lot of traffic in this last sector.
It's really hard to feel the balance at the moment.
Oh, and Alonso getting out of the way. Perez is fast his first 2 sectors, but there is a lot of traffic as Perez having to negotiate. Russell and Alonso in the background there as well. Norris is coming to the pit lane as well. Sonoda's just ahead of Perez. So they've all got carnage everywhere in terms of trying to get a clear lap in, but Perez does go top by. He's a 10th quicker on the board as well at the moment.
Yeah, we've seen that multiple times already to the final sector when it's getting a little busy. People are getting held up, and it's so many times impeding this weekend already.
I'll tell you what, the trolls are out tonight. I can tell you that right now as well. Oh, and that's Russell down at turn 3. So Russell's gone through the gravel. He must have locked up then and kept going. Magnussen a 1:21.329 as well.
Between 9 and 10, you go flat. You should not go flat between 9 and 10 because that makes too much of a transition.
Yeah, but the minimum speed is still way off though, so...
No, minimum speed was good. In 9, minimum speed was good. Then the problem is you approach turn 10 with this transition of throttle and this large lift. Avoid that, please.
There we go. So as they come through now, that was Russell's making the error. We just say the team radio as it comes through. I've actually now just, there's Yuri Vips. Hello, Yuri Vips, Formula 2 driver as well. Gives us a little wave as well. That's always nice to see out there. So 21 minutes to go. Perez is top. And I'll tell you what, Synth, as well. We noticed this yesterday with all the gravel that comes back on the track. But after a Formula 1 session, the track gets incredibly dirty because the cars run offline. They drag all of the mud on to the racing line. They drag all of the gravel on as well. It has to be swept before the next session for the V8 supercars. Otherwise, they'll damage them. It's really... Oh, and Alonso goes faster. 1:19.660 for Alonso. So that's gone even faster.
Negative.
Yeah, but...
So George locked up going for lap 1.
Yeah, going back to that question, Synth, as well. This is really bizarre to see so much debris being brought onto the track by the F1 cars. Yeah. It never usually happens here.
Yeah, well, yeah, because there's so much gravel on the exit there, and it's so easy to lock up. We've seen it multiple times already, and yeah, I'm sure they'll clean it up before the next session. And with quali, they can also clean it in between the Q1 and Q2, for example. And with the race, I mean, I don't see them locking up that often in the race, honestly. There.
1:19.660 then is Alonso's fastest time. Perez second, Leclerc third, Norris fourth, Verstappen P5 as well. Do you know what? I just quick as well. Do you know what I love as well? As SHT says,
purple last sector.
SHT says Alonso's time keeps improving every single of his flying laps. Alonso's remaining consistent. That's what I was actually going to say. So you're thinking the same wavelengths of me. I'm loving that Alpine have genuine pace as Russell looks, he was unsteady, wasn't he? Coming down into turn 11. Carl looked like he was twitching everywhere. Perez is a 10th up in sector 2, but he's still down on his personal bests. Don't know if that graphic is actually correct or not. That's a weird one.
He's faster than Alonso, it says. So is it the final sector or the slower corners where Alonso is gaining time?
Looks like it as well. That Alpine is hooked up well as Russell must have had a bigger error. He's down in 11th. Let's see what Charles Leclerc can do then. Up to the line, third at the moment. Leclerc goes second. He is 2/10 down according to my screen. He is 0.043 off the pace there as well. Perez now coming to the line and goes 2/10 faster than Alonso. So it's a 1:19.458 for Perez. Alonso stays second. Leclerc goes to third place as well.
Track is clear. You can push.
Track is clear. You can push. Verstappen goes fourth. Hamilton's fast sector 1, personal best sector 2. Hamilton is yet to top a session this year, by the way. That's an interesting little
He's
fact.
struggling through there.
Hamilton to the line, then we'll get back to the YouTube chat because we've got our actual decent people sending in some messages. And Hamilton goes 8th, 1:23.82 on the board. Okay, to the chat, which says as well, M says, looks like something wild was happening here. In the comments, yeah, the trolls have been out tonight as well. The keyboard warriors of the dark night as well. It's what you get for streaming at 4:41 in the morning. People think that because it's 4:41 in the morning, they can act like whoever they like as well. And they look like they were UK based as well. Going down as well, Adam says, can Alonso and Alpine win this weekend? I'll ask that question to you, Synth. Is it genuine? Could Alpine and Alonso win?
Oh, I mean, no, I don't think so. I think they can qualify pretty high and challenge Mercedes for third, but over long runs, I think it's going to be very difficult for the Alpine to keep up with the Red Bulls and the Ferrari.
I'll quickly go through as well because Joe Samiego says, interesting about Alpine in the slow corners. He also said, Beth says to Adam as well, yes, they are contenders, I reckon. Alonso couldn't wipe the smile off his face yesterday. Russell Radio.
But near enough.
Just a bit all over the place. And you saw what happened because I was reading out the monitor. Yeah. So what happened there with Russell?
It looked like he nearly touched the grass on entry and that caused him to get a little twitch here. Oh, Sainz as well.
Oh, he says he got blocked.
Yeah. Man, I nearly crashed because of Latifi. He cannot let me by in such a dangerous place.
Hey, we've seen Latifi for the first time this weekend. We ran on about that about 20 minutes ago. And this is Hamilton now through turn 9 having a twitch. And he nearly did a Vettel.
Yeah, well, he got a twitchy on entry right in the beginning of the corner, so that was very early. So yeah, that was a bit more easier to say than Vettel's one.
And Beth says as well, fun fact, the new section of the track. Oh, and Russell blocked the rears coming, and he's on the gravel now, the exit as well. That is really bad from Russell. I was down at turn 11. I thought it was turn 3.
He touched the grass again on entry.
Yeah. Really strange situations. Beth says as well, fun fact, the new sections of the track were made environmentally friendly recycled materials, in this case 72% old VB cans. I do enjoy your comments, Beth, as well. Russell almost touched grass, definitely touched cloth. Oh, Beth. Coogan Customer says, these fake F1 channels are misleading. Nothing fake about me, my friend. It's a watch-along. WTF1 do it as well. We do watch-alongs. So, don't know where you're thinking. If you don't like it, no one's forcing you to be here. I enjoy everybody's company, and all I ask is you be nice. And share passions of Formula 1. Arrogant? Not at all. Not at all. Sainz goes top.
So Yuki improved in the last lap, and he was able to brake a little bit later turn 3, but he lost in turn 4-5. So not sure what's the best approach here. But overall he gained by braking later turn 3.
Sainz goes top, 1:19.419, looking great there. I must say, what's that now, 5? Yeah, even Seth says as well, good God, the trolls are out tonight. Jesus Christ, yeah. This is unbelievable. This is the most I've ever seen, to be fair. Unless it's one person with multiple Gmail accounts, which is possible. But I don't know. I don't mind. What am I going to be affected by what a few people are going to say? Yeah, Joe Samiego, I love the motorsport watch along. Why watch alone when you can watch and chat with folk? Absolutely. This is one thing I've been actually saying to a lot of people is, if Formula 1 themselves did a watch along like this, it would work amazingly well. But Formula E tried it, and it was a success for younger people, but they went wrong because they had as their guests people who knew nothing about motorsport, people who were just random celebrities.
Cool. We are double cool.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Yeah, and this is what I try and do. I bring on people who love Formula 1 and love motorsport, and we just have a good old chat. And as well. And what's the problem with commentating on a session? Would you rather watch alone and not know what's going on? We've got team radio, driver tracker, comment sections. It's unbelievable, honestly. I agree, especially given we are mostly racing nerds. Absolutely. It's really bizarre. Anyway, this has been one of the most troll-filled practice sessions I can remember for a long, long time now, actually. Actually, perfect responses. Yeah, I must be so annoying that I commentate on PSGL. My goodness me. I must be that bad, must I, Synthol? I should retire immediately.
I'm not sure why he is like that. Maybe he really wants to watch practice and he can't, and then he thinks he's able to find it on YouTube. But there's no way.
Dear. Anyway, yeah, back to the action. We're on an ad break right now on Sky. Moving along, Josh. Yes, moving on to the next story as we come through.
A lot of drivers have switched to get to P1. Sainz, Perez, Alonso. Not Leclerc and Verstappen that much. It's those three especially that have been changing spots for first.
Yeah, they've really dropped down the order now as well, which is a surprise. And the two championship leaders, of course, Leclerc leads on 45 points. Sainz is second on 33. Max only has those 25 points he got in Saudi Arabia for the race win. Of course, if you weren't with us in Bahrain, double retirement for the Red Bulls really put them back in the constructors standings. They are back up to third, a point behind Mercedes, but they're on 37, Mercedes on 38, Scuderia Ferrari 78 points. It is a huge gap that Mercedes and Red Bull have left Ferrari to get ahead. So hopefully they're going to close that down in the remaining 20-odd races. We are still waiting, by the way, for the replacement race for the Russian Grand Prix.
Last sector, 4/10. And turn 13 looks like braking a bit too late.
Exactly what you were saying, Synthol. Yeah, turn 13 braking way too late and going wide. So bang on there, mate. And we are still waiting for what's happening with the replacement Grand Prix for Russia. Rumour is it's Qatar, but nothing yet official. Have you got news on that, actually, Synthol? I noticed you put something on your Instagram story. Do you know when it's going to be announced?
I have no idea. There are multiple tracks which could replace it. Qatar looks like one of the favorites. Portugal as well.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, I'll take Portugal over Qatar. Portugal is an amazing racetrack. As we're back with TV pictures now appearing in the comments box. Beth says as well, anyone think we can see some Danny Rick Miracle, a.k.a. Webber, coming fourth on Damien Minardi? I think we could see Danny Rick do some good stuff. He's P10 at the moment. With Norris P9, that's because I think there's been some movement order.
Do not lean on the rear left. Do not lean on the rear left.
That's Lance Stroll being told don't lean on the rear left tyre. Zotmar Safnar watching on then on the Alpine pit wall. Keeping on. And also, Günther Steiner, a reminder as well, if you weren't with us for practice yesterday, it was his birthday over the weekend, and Haas threw him a little celebration as well with a birthday cake and everything as you'd expect. But it was just a nice party atmosphere down at Haas. It's so refreshing after a difficult pre-season. They're actually very happy at the moment. 2-point scoring finishes in the opening two races, of course. They are fifth in the Constructors' Championship, 10 points in Bahrain, and 2 points in Saudi Arabia as well. Adam says as well, need the German Grand Prix back. Miss it. Which one, Nürburgring or Hockenheim?
Both.
Both, to be fair. I love that. Let's have the European Grand Prix at the Nürburgring and the German Grand Prix at Hockenheim. And I'll even go as far as to say that because they're doing that, it could, if it works well for Formula E, we could have a race in Berlin for F1 as well. That'd be cool.
+5-0. +5-0.
We'll race at, it's not Nuremberg, is it? Which one is it? It's like Nürburgring, but it begins with, it sounds like Nürburgring. It's the Nürburgring, isn't it? That's in the city centre, the old track there. Beth says, don't lean on the rear left. Sonoda stands up on straights, looks sheepish.
It's yellow.
Oh, yeah. Just can't get out of the way, I think.
Yeah, I saw Marshall waving the yellow flag for some reason.
Yeah, I wonder if he meant to have a different colour out there, and it just was yellow was the first.
Yeah, I saw a blue flag as well.
Yeah, because I saw the yellow and the blue, and now there's another blue in front of Ricciardo. Because this is actually Ricciardo because he's got Bottas just ahead of him as well, and Norris is just past Sonoda and Gasly. Verstappen is slow round turn 12 as well, and Adam says Hockenheim. And Beth says, yellow means we are low on stubbies. I could do with a beer. Em says, oh yeah, by the way, here in Indonesia, there is rumours that Mandalika are going to host an F1 race. There's also an announcement of a new track for F1. It's expected to be done in 24 to 25. Hopefully it's not like Vietnam. Oh, wow. If we're going to race in Indonesia, and especially around Mandalika, that's absolutely fantastic. I mean, we've only just gone to Mandalika with MotoGP, and the track surface was horrible. It couldn't drain. We had a very long delay, over an hour for when the rain came down as well. But I absolutely love that track in Mandalika. And if we have an F1 race there, yes, please. It's a street circuit, of course. But it's built for MotoGP, so you've got very large runoffs. But I'd absolutely love an F1 race there. If you didn't see the MotoGP Grand Prix of Indonesia, I suggest you go find the highlights on YouTube and just take a look, because it is such a breathtaking track.
Ricardo,
I think Max made a
please
mistake.
repeat.
Yes.
Oh, it smells like something is really hot in the car. Like,
Okay, yeah, box. We
and then
have
the
an issue.
brakes are.
Max still hasn't
It
set a
smells
lap
like
on the
something
softs yet.
strange.
Okay, copy. Box.
To you, Synthel.
Yeah, Max hasn't set a fast lap on the softs so far.
Yeah, and he's 6/10 down now as well. And you did say he made a mistake, and he did. As Lando Norris at the moment is top, 1:19.117. He's 3/10 faster than Carlos Sainz as well. So it's looking absolutely fantastic then for McLaren to get back into the action. And that is on the C5 tyre compound. Pirelli have brought step compound. So it's the hard tyres, the C2, the medium tyres, the C3, and the soft tyres, now the C5. They did that because on the Delta, the gap between the C3 and the C4 was too small. So they're hoping with the C5 tyre compound, the gap, it will provide some interesting strategies. And this is Verstappen's mistake on the entrance to turn 6.
Yeah, twitchy again on entry. That Red Bull still needs some work to do, I think, for Verstappen.
So he'll have gone into the...
Didn't hear that radio message. I think he's still saying, unless it was like yesterday when it was just a long beep as well, which the F word was used, I've been told, on the uncensored bits. But Max, again, struggling, and it's McLaren surprising everyone at the moment with a 1:19.117. Now, I'm glad to see McLaren up there. In Barcelona, the first test, they showed real pace, proper pace. And it was fantastic to see. And then they had bad Bahrain test. Brake discs were catching fire. Only Lando could do the test running as well. Ricardo got COVID, couldn't do it. And Bahrain was shocking. There were backfield teams as well. Saudi Arabia was slightly better, but they were struggling all the time. Now here in Australia, something seems to have clicked with the pair of them because they're constantly up there. Alonso goes second, 1:19.275.
Can I do a double call, or? We can't, I'm afraid. We can't.
This is
The
Lando.
only thing we could do is double call, open and abort.
Yeah,
Time
I'm
lap,
happy for
turn
that.
10. Okay, so watch for Sainz, just left turn 10.
Yeah, go on, Synth.
Yeah, so our plan also scanning teams to be working, as Alonso is still up there, and that's been looking so strong all weekend already, Alpine. So that could be very interesting if they can get up there together with McLaren this time, because they're first and fifth.
I'm really surprised at this. I really am. I can't understand what the gaps have changed around. Oh, I think we're going to have an FX lap up as well. Just quickly before it starts, and I'll commentate round with you. Beth says as well, Danny Ricciardo 5th. She's punched the air with an exclamation mark. And by the way, for this race, we're replacing the phrase purporting with roo hopping, as you were. Okay, roo hopping then. We've got a sound up lap then for Max Verstappen down towards turn number 1. From 8th gear all the way down to 5th. A little twitch on entry as well. And he's made a mistake already and he's backed off the lap. Just like what happened with Carlos Sainz yesterday. So the audio up lap has gone. And again, this is on the soft tyre, Synth. And again, he's having twitchy problems.
Every lap, he's really struggling. It's incredible. He still hasn't managed to set the lap on the softs.
Sainz has gone off at turn 10 and continued, so he's gone through the gravel the same as Vettel.
Oh, well, here we can see he's on entry as well. Bit later, right at the apex.
And look how angry he's getting as well in the car. He's shaking his hand as well in frustration. It's really not great. And just again, drifts it wide. He's always had a problem at turn 1. I seem to remember him spinning in 2018. Yeah, 18 he had a spin down there.
When the Haas's were doing well as well.
Yes, and then that unfortunate pit stop put them both out of it.
And time to find slightly later braking turn 1 and minimum speed turn 9.
That's from Ricardo, as he's just being asked where to find the time. Ricciardo's been dropped to 6th, though, because Leclerc's jumped to 2nd. 1:19.249 on the C5 tyre compound. Less than 5 minutes to go then as well. And Adam has said, roo hopping. Love it, Beth. We are going to call it that now for the rest of the weekend, the proposing, the roo hopping. And we'll explain why, because of what Beth has suggested. Beth also says to Adam, and over there, you should call it Gatorading. Bumper to bumper. I don't know. Gatorading. I'll agree. I'll agree on that one as well. Ricciardo, he sounded like he was downshifting a bit much through that part of the track, so he's lost it a couple of times. Schumacher goes 14th, 1:20.692. And again, some interesting times at the moment. As Norris, 1:19.117. Oh, we've got a car on the wall. Is that another Aston? Is it Stroll? Red flag. And Lance Stroll is in the wall down at turn 11. So that's both Aston Martin. Are Aston cursed? What on earth is happening? So Stroll's hit the wall. Radio.
I crashed. You okay, Lance? Yep. Okay, car is safe, Lance. Car is safe.
And Aston with their head in their hands. The team principal, Mike Crack, is watching on as well. And the session will not be resumed. So that's cancelled the last 3 minutes of this third practice session. So already they've said it won't be resumed. So all the cars coming to the pits. I suppose they can't. It'll take more than 3 minutes to get that car out of the way. And it's front left suspension. I hope they've got enough left wishbones to use, because they're going to have to repair the pair of them. My goodness me, it's identical damage that Lance Stroll has done to what Sebastian Vettel did earlier on in this third practice session. Let's see how we did it, Since. Talk us through it.
I crashed.
So this is where Hamilton went off as well. I presume he's going to lock up and just, locking up and under the gravel. You can't really turn in that much and just into the wall. Nowhere you could have gone after he touched the gravel.
Yeah, exactly like Vettel. Locked up and he would have saved it, but as soon as he hit that gravel, he just drags you into the wall. The gravel is a one-way ticket to the barrier as well as they come through.
It reminds me of the crash of Verstappen and Shakir.
Yes, yes.
Bahrain Grand Prix.
I remember that one. Yeah, in Shakir as well. He locked up and got dragged in towards the barrier. That happened twice, didn't it? Because he got tangled up with Perez and Leclerc in 2020, and then he crashed in 2018, didn't he? Down at that part. No, 19. Or did he do it both years? He's done it a lot down at turn 3 in Bahrain. Anyway, Astons have never coped with the heat down here, so it was only a matter of time. Absolutely. And Andrew Benson said, got to feel for the Aston Martin team right now.
That's a decent lap with these settings. We're going to do one more. We can try one more.
Well, you're not, because the session's been red flagged. Got to feel for Aston Martin team right now. Sebastian Vettel crashed at turns 9 and 10 early in the session, and now it's put out an early end to the session as Lance Stroll goes off down at turn 11. And it's brought out the red flags.
I want to have an update about the weather for the quali, but I don't think I'm going to get one anyway.
Yeah, I presume it's going to be dry. But
yeah, sure.
The clouds are certainly building here. This is Lando Norris. Is he had a moment down at turn 9 and 10? Yes, he's cut it with the red flag.
And Lando, please bail, avoid full throttle.
Oh.
Blue B1, urgent, blue B1.
Oh.
So that's nothing to do with the red flag.
That, I think, is a problem for Lando relating to brake bar wire. Urgent B1, that's braking. I mean, they use code blue, so I would assume that they've got no front brakes. So Lando got lucky by the end of that red flag. They can fix the problem. But that might give him at least a half smile, because for the first time this year, McLaren's problems seem to be disappearing. And it is a McLaren topping a practice session down under. Lando Norris, a 1:19.117 is the fastest driver in this third practice session. Leclerc will be second, Perez third, Alonso fourth, Sainz fifth overall. Beth says as well, asked, will Stroll or Seb get their cars fixed in time? Well,
I think so.
I think they will, but they might miss the start of qualifying at least.
It's not too much damage. It's only the front left suspension.
Yeah, I think they can be done. It will definitely be done in time. I don't envision a big problem. At least they're not having to rebuild the entire car like we see at places like Monaco. If you have a big shunt there, it really impacts the whole weekend because it's such a tight turnaround. They have the time, I believe, to get it through. Okay, here we go then. let's take a look at what happened in this practice session and take a look at the times. It is Lando Norris fastest at 1:19.117. Charles Leclerc is second. Sergio Perez third. Fernando Alonso is fourth. Fifth place for Carlos Sainz. Danny Ricciardo sixth. Max Verstappen down in seventh place. Never going to run on the C5 tyre. Only did it on the C2 mediums. Lewis Hamilton is eighth. Valtteri Bottas ninth. And Yuki Tsunoda rounds out the top 10. George Russell is 11th, Pierre Gasly 12th, Esteban Ocon 13th, Mick Schumacher 14th, Zhou Guanyu is 15th, Alexander Albon 16th, Kevin Magnussen 17th, Nicholas Latifi 18th, Lance Stroll 19th, and Sebastian Vettel down in 20th place, not classified. Still not enough running. Vettel only done 5 laps across today as well, and across all of the practice sessions I think he's only done a total of around about 12, so that's really not great for Vettel. He's not got his eye in before we go into qualifying later. Beth says as well, Lando no brakes, code blue or code brown. I think code brown would be more akin. Here's your coverage time then. We'll be on here at 6:45 a.m. for the qualifying show, a reduced build-up show for that now as well. For the race on Sunday, we're live 5:15 with all the highlights from qualifying as well, and the race will start at 6 a.m. as well. We'll be live on Ultimate Sports Radio Network as well, USRN2. You can find that on the Mixlr app. Please do join us if you're out and about and can't watch YouTube. You can still listen to the commentary on the Mixlr app as well. You can download that on the App Store on both iTunes and Google Play, if it is still iTunes and not just the Apple App Store. Anyway then, thank you to you, Synthol, for joining me for Practice 1 and Practice 3. Before we let you go then, who's your prediction for pole position? Suddenly, this third practice session has opened everything up.
Oh, yeah, well, Leclerc wasn't really up there, was he? Or if I already forgot the grid. So, he was second. Yeah, I still think Leclerc's going to get it, but Perez is looking strong and stronger than Verstappen so far.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah. I'm
going to be maybe a bit of a bold prediction. I think Perez might outqualify Verstappen again.
I think he is. I don't think Verstappen is too frustrated. I can feel it. I'm going to say pole position will go to Charles Leclerc because I don't think Lando's pace can be maintained. I think Leclerc's going to get pole, number 11 of his career. Okay, thank you, Synthol. We'll see you next time out as well, because I know you're going to disappear for quality in the race to do your own Instagram channel. My thanks to all of you at home as well for staying up or waking up early, and if you're in Australia as well, it's a normal time for you to go and have some lunch in the morning as well before we go for qualifying. I'm off for some breakfast. Thanks to you all as well. Great show as always. See you later. See you later, Joe. See you later, everybody, as well. And to everybody to whom it may concern, bleep you. Bye, guys. See you later.